Welcome to Conversations from the Barn at Everwood Farmstead. These are casual chats with visiting artists. Creaky barn, bugs, and all. Enjoy. Hey, welcome to Conversations from the Barn. This is Bill and Chris this evening. No Ellie. Wah, wah. But we're going to go ahead anyway. We're here with our two artists on retreat this weekend. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. We'll start with you, Sarah.
Hi there, I'm Sarah Auna. I'm a poet and a birth advocate. I live in Minneapolis. And I'm also a mother and a lover and a creative and deeply rested as I come to you right now from a week at the farm.
I love all of that.
Yeah.
We're so diving into birth advocate. I can't wait.
I'm Maygen Lacey. I am a singer, songwriter, and human being, and artist, and creator, and also deeply rested and feeling so rejuvenated and fantastic at the end of the week here.
And photographer.
And photographer.
You have to add photographer.
Put it on the list.
Yes, I do. Well.
I just have to say, you both look terrific. I mean, you do look rested and grounded and lit from within.
We got
both
the
of
pink
you.
in our cheeks. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Oh.
Yeah, we feel it, certainly. Think back to when we both arrived on Sunday a week ago, like a little bit unsure of the lay of the land, unsure of rooming with each other for a week.
Let's walk through those feelings. Go there. Like what?
Yeah, I think it's pretty incredible to just say yes to a kind of adventure that you don't actually know a lot of the itinerary, because the point of this time is that there is actually not an itinerary. There's a mile marker on the map, and there's a latitude and a longitude on your GPS as you're making your way out. And you just have to transition from a daily existence where your productivity is really important to your own survival, in my case, the survival of my children, and to shift from that. I had mentioned that I had kind of been playing with this mantra leading up to the week of I'm not here to produce, I'm here to create, and having to shift into that gear in this unstructured environment took some doing. Mostly it was an inside job, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet.
I arranged a few childcare providers and called in some favors, and then the hard work started in my own mind of believing that I was worthy of the experience and then choosing what to do with the gift of it all.
Maygen, how about you? Where were the feels?
Yeah, I would say I am always up for adventure. I really enjoy unexpected, put me in this spot, let's see what happens kind of a thing. I can't say I've ever shared a house with a stranger before, which is so cool. And it was, you never know what you're going to get or the type of person you're going to be with. Sarah's so cool.
Thanks, babe.
So chill. Does the dishes a bunch. I don't do dishes very well, and she's dish girl. And also she's awesome at cooking, which again, not a skill of mine. And she's I'll grill up this, that, and the other thing. Thank you, motorcycles.
Okay, seriously, so we start the conversation by saying, if a car goes by, just keep talking through it. Maygen just seriously kept looking at me for real? Am I supposed to keep doing that?
Keep going.
I mean, it's louder than ever.
I did it.
Really? Am I supposed to keep talking? I love that you just fought through that. Whatever that was, we have never heard
I
that
have no
before.
idea.
That is one and done for that. Whatever that
For the
thing that
record
went by.
books.
It was
Wow.
epic. Wow.
That was intense.
I hope someone wins.
I hope someone wins as well. And I hope someone survives.
Right.
My God, it's still going.
Bye.
They're at least a mile away and we can still hear it. It's insane.
There's definitely no deer in the fields left after
No.
those guys.
No.
Yeah. I love. Okay, let's talk about the cooking. What was the best dish of the week?
Oh, your steak was great.
I'm
I
glad
really
you
liked
liked the
whatever
steak.
marinade you came up with.
And I loved your kebabs.
Thanks. Yeah, I always like buy whatever marinade. You know, like I was never taught to cook, and I never taught myself to cook. So therefore, I just kind of mail in a lot of meals, and so I get marinades. But she like made a marinade from balsamic and something and something. What was it? I'm sorry, I'm so simple when it
Please
comes
share
to
with
cooking.
the world.
So what was it? It was great.
It was simple. It was olive oil and balsamic vinegar and some crushed garlic cloves, and then I went out to the garden that's on site.
Hey.
And I grabbed a jalapeno and some cilantro and coriander and added some good old Lowry seasoning salt. Gotta have the Midwest lean in there.
And then the grill.
And then the charcoal grill, like a kettle grill. I just don't do that enough. Well, to the point of what kind of moves in you here, your capacity in your day-to-day life, regardless of whether you're an artist or creative or not, is tapped because there's so many demands, and your capacity is taken by sounds and traffic and relationships and laundry and your job and how you make money, blah, blah, blah. When you're here, your capacity widens much greater than it maybe has ever. And so to like have a longer or a slower meal that requires a marinade, and you have like time to think ahead, and you have time to like let all the charcoal briquettes heat up, and then like that was just part of the delight of being here, was using my capacity on shit I wanted to use it on and not what was being demanded of me.
What did you learn about capacity you want to take home?
Well, I think slowing down needs to happen on purpose. We live in a capitalistic society that is demanding our productivity, and productivity demands your urgency. And so if you want to slow down, you got to do it on purpose. And so I think that that's something I'm going to take back with me, is that, the only person responsible for my capacity is me and my boundary setting, and that I do need to slow down so that I, notice more, so that I can have that touch with creativity and beauty and goodness and generativeness, and then that will, make it easier to cook dinner for my kids. Hopefully.
Totally. Yeah, I would say for myself, I reach my capacity with a lot of stuff that doesn't matter pretty quickly. Like in a day, like by 5 p.m., I'm like, I am done.
You tap yourself out.
Yeah, but with a lot of stuff that like is elective, and like stuff that like I don't actually need to spend a bunch of time on, like social media, for instance. Like there's a lot of social media stuff that I have done in the past that I'm realizing like doesn't actually do anything to fill my cup or anyone else's, and it's just kind of like a thing I do, but it is exhausting, and it takes away from what I could otherwise be spending the amount of capacity that I have on. So it's been really interesting. This week I really wanted to concentrate on like, yes, I was on my phone taking pictures because that's just part of what moved me. But aside from that and posting the pictures, like I was intentional about not spending time on social media, emails, texting back and forth with people, things that I normally do. It was so neat to see just how much other things I can fill my time with that are much more rich and like fill my soul a lot more than what I typically do on like a weekly basis. So I think what I'm taking home is to be intentional about what I'm filling my capacity up with, because
And what you're spending on.
Yeah, exactly. And like how I'm spending my time where I have energy, and just being really intentional about that, I would say.
Speaking of intentions, what intentions did you bring to the week?
My intentions were to come here, and it's kind of funny to say as a 42-year-old grown-ass woman, but my intentions were to come here and get to know myself, to get to know just Maygen Lacey. Like, I've been a wife for 18 years. I've been a twin sister for my entire life since I was born with a twin. You know, like, I have been alongside someone my whole life. And so my intention was to come here and just be like, you are a solo person. You are one person. You have thoughts. You have intentions. You have these things you want to say. And no one else is influencing whatever that is. What is that? Write it down, you know, sing about it, write about it, observe it, think about it. So that was kind of my main goal this week.
How'd that go?
Fucking awesome. Sorry, I swore.
No, but go there. How did it feel? How did it shape the lyrics?
Well, it comes back to the card that I drew on Sunday, which was Coyote, which was really strange for me and super meaningful. My whole life I have made light or made fun of my emotions. I was raised by a really strong-willed single mother. Love her to pieces. Amazing. Super strong lady. Didn't really ever learn how to just sit with emotions. Like, sit with hurt. Sit with, like, real deep feelings. So my whole life I've just made light of it, or
It's something to push through, or
redirected it into something that's funny or not a big deal or whatever. And so this week I sat with a lot of just things that I made light of that actually were not light in my life, which is incredibly uncomfortable for me. And you know, like singing a song to my dad, who was not in the picture, and like the idea of forgiveness, and like just so many things that I have always not really given their day or their time or acknowledged how deep a hurt is. And so it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And I think that the songs that come out of this are going to be very healing for myself, but hopefully other people too.
Yeah. The healing starts from the individual.
Yeah.
And it ripples out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like something has shifted? Has something opened or released or found an opening?
Yeah, but I think I'm going to have to keep choosing that daily until I actually release songs, because every day is an opportunity to be super scared and nervous of what people will think.
Yeah.
And like and not actually want to be as vulnerable as that. Sarah wrote a book, and I've read half of Sarah's book. And that was another huge thing for me. Thank you, Sarah. We talked about this. That she was so vulnerable in her book. And it was an amazing wake-up call to me to be able to see, like, that is the stuff that I need. So why can't I do that too, so I can be what someone else needs?
That's right.
That's kind of what makes it all
Bravery
go
begets
around.
bravery begets bravery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
Begets vulnerability and intimacy.
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So I'm so glad you paired us. I really am so glad you paired
I'm
us.
The
so
universe
curious
did that.
about that because I think that maybe I ended up as a late join to the roster, and I don't know if this was just the opening that somebody else vacated and the universe picked us.
Yeah.
Is that true, or did you choose us together?
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
This is a very complicated thing.
Yeah.
We received maybe 120 applications for 36 spots.
Yeah.
It is a lot of people to review, and a lot of very, very worthy people to review. It is more heartbreaking than it is anything else.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. I can't imagine. It'd be so hard.
We have an extraordinary committee of people that review in different disciplines. We make some decisions. We ask a lot of questions, as you know, about fit, safety, introvert, extrovert, willing to share, all these things. And then it comes down to like the nuts and bolts of we got to start pairing
Oh, yeah.
people together. And And we try to ask enough questions to start making some alignments. And then it is a lot of just intuition. Spending some time on your social media, the conversations you have, what you post, making best guesses. And then it really is up to you that we will say, you have been chosen based on your information. We've paired you with this person. Do your own research and let us know if this feels like a yes. I will say, while we do all that information, that is 30% of it, and I will say the other 35 or whatever percent to get to 100 is
Math is hard.
it is hard, is about the universe.
Yeah.
That we are trusting the energies to say these people need to be together, and it is about timing, it's about synchronicity and the rest of it. And there was a cancellation, and you two were supposed to be together. And
I
so
fully
yes and
believe
yes.
that, yeah.
And we trust that, and we have seen it. I mean, some of the friendships that have come out of this, the connections have been profound and beyond anything that we have curated. That they were supposed to be together, like lifelong friendships.
So cool.
And
Between people that you would
never guess.
never guess. Like if you put them,
Beyond age groups,
Sure.
beyond station, beyond
I
medium.
love
It's incredible.
Art form, yeah.
It's
That's what's
incredible.
so special about a place like this.
Yeah.
You know, like your mind just enters a different zone. Like when you drive down the gravel, you're just
Yeah.
like, okay, and now I'm completely open to whatever is being directed my way. You're like, it's great. It's so magical.
And part of that is who says yes to this,
Yeah.
that puts in an application, and then the universe takes it from there. I really do believe. This is, we fully admit and we recognize and understand this is very intimate. Not only are you sleeping on the same floor, sharing a bathroom, bedrooms down the hall from each other, you are artists creating together in the same space. That is very, very intimate by its nature.
Yeah.
And so in that fragility, there is also extraordinary possibility for deep intimacy with someone else. That if you kind of lean into each other, what are you doing? How do you do that? What does it feel like for you? It feels like this for me.
Yeah.
You can go to a place that very few relationships go to.
I
see a knowing in that.
We definitely, yeah.
Totally. And I also really love how we're not the same medium, you know, like she's a poet and a writer, and that is so fascinating to me. And I got to learn about like how she became that. How do you put that hat on? You know, like we've had some awesome conversations about that. It's very, very inspiring.
I also love for you how you are bringing your direct experience with birth and death, not only into the world, but into the creative realm. Because I think we believe art, I mean, that is the realm that artists live in. It is why we support artists. They spend a lifetime building bravery to live in the edges of life, which are birth and death, and pain and struggle and grief and healing, and to fully feel the human experience and give it fresh language so that we can enter it. And I'm
feel it
fascinated.
and understand it.
Right. So we can find ourselves in it. And it is fascinating to me that is the artist experience, but you really go directly at birth and death.
Yeah, I do live on those edges because I'm just so curious about the things that we don't look at as closely, the things that we don't talk about, and the things that have been kind of sanitized out of American culture. And this is not the case. There are many cultures that still revere, honor, ceremonize a lot of these thresholds. But I think, American colonialism has sanitized and whitewashed so much of what brings depth and richness is vulnerability, is sorrow, is ecstasy. These are just different sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
And so I'm very interested about those edges.
I wonder from both of your perspectives, what are we so afraid of?
Woo-wee.
As you're holding birth and death literally,
Yeah.
and singer-songwriter, artists who live in those same edges.
Yeah, I'd say
maybe
art is
not
in that same
explicitly.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it that we are so afraid of? We're in an interesting moment, and it's the moment that happens over and over and over and over again through history that we suppress the artist because they open the door to whatever this is.
Yeah, the soothsayer, the truth teller.
Yeah, what is this that's so hard and so needed?
I think to Maygen's point about feeling, I do think a great deal of human behavior is in an attempt to protect oneself from feeling uncomfortable things. And
You could have ended the sentence at feeling.
feeling, right. And if you don't open yourself to deep sorrow, then you don't open yourself to like expansive ecstasy. You have, as deep as you're willing to go, is as
It's both
high
sides of the
as
coin.
you're able to climb, I think.
Yeah.
Maygen and I had a really beautiful conversation this afternoon about forgiveness, and forgiveness being one of those extraordinarily dynamic human experiences. I don't think forgiveness is a feeling. I think forgiveness is a rite of passage almost, in the same way birth and death are rites of passage. And I think that it is all the same, that we are trying to prevent ourselves from feeling the extraordinary vulnerability of pain or abandonment, of being known, of being loved truly, warts and all. To kind of illustrate that and bring it back to a little bit of what Maygen was saying about her own desire to come here and know herself. One of my most memorable moments would be tinkering around in the kitchen and hearing Maygen sobbing. And just like feeling how important, like it was a sanctuary. That moment turned the space into a sanctuary.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, those are the things we're trying to not get too close to. That's the fire that we're afraid will burn. But really, that vulnerability you were willing to do with yourself created incredible openness in me and extraordinary gratitude in me. That is what people are afraid of feeling, what you so bravely were feeling behind that door in your studio.
Yeah, and that was not even the song about my dad and forgiveness. That was a whole different song. There's a
You
lot
had a couple
to
this week,
unpack
maybe?
here. Yes.
Are you willing to go there with that song?
Yeah, so the one that I was working on is a song to my brother. And
Your twin.
Yep, my twin brother. I love him so incredibly much. And, we were side by side our whole lives. And then I don't exactly know what happened. That's what's so weird about relationships, is sometimes people kind of just quietly quit a thing. And what I've talked to my husband back and forth about over the years is like, it's so hard for me as a person who feels so deeply and who wants to like fix things and like figure out what's going on and how can this be fixed. Sometimes you don't get to do that. Sometimes you don't get the answers, and sometimes you get into, you get left in this zone of like, figure out yourself, calibrate yourself according to what it is that you're presented with. And what I have been presented with, in my opinion, is just a pile of questions, which are not going to be answered, And so it's just like, family dynamics can be really difficult. And, politics probably play a part in that. religious beliefs. You know, I don't exactly know what it is. But also part of the song was me realizing I could probably try harder too. I could probably, instead of thinking that I'm the victim completely, I could try just like 1 or 2 more times to just try maybe a different angle of seeing what went wrong and like, how can things be amended or like figured out enough to be okay? Because, you know, I don't like to say completely goodbye or like completely close a door to someone that I love and care about either, you know? And so it's just, songwriting is really interesting to try to write your feelings and write your emotions about something. And I was talking to Sarah about this earlier today too, where it's like, I always operate where I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to offend someone. I don't want to come out with a song where someone feels like, oh my God, you wrote that about me and you didn't even give me a chance to explain myself or whatever. But what did you say about that? You know, like, be it my brother or like my kids, whatever the topic is, it's really important to be able to still express exactly how I'm feeling as an artist and how you did in your book too.
I mean, in my book, I write pretty intimately and vulnerably about my heart, about my sex life, about my family, my nuclear family, my family of origin. And I just said to Maygen in the writing of the book, I didn't actually even writing the book, I didn't intend it for publication. So I just wrote what I needed it to be for me. And then in doing so, I had to come to the conclusion that the truest form was the best form because that was best for me. And that the people that I love, whose intimacy is also on display in the book, I just have to trust that they are going to be able to deal with their feelings.
Yeah.
And, you know, be a bit protective of my children. I think I said about my children that I would rather my children feel something real, like embarrassment or misunderstanding or confusion, and learn to cope with that emotion and be with that emotion, and me to be with them in that and take responsibility that something I've done has created that, and help the two of us walk together through the other side, than to never want to disrupt their comfort.
Yeah, and help them to see you for exactly who you are, your true self, what you said, how you felt, who you are as a human being. And see you're still their mom, you still love them, and you are also this individual that has these thoughts and feelings too, you know?
It's the antidote to the sanitization of the birth and death that we've talked about.
Yeah, totally.
I have a curiosity, which is, what have you learned about bravery this week?
This was a topic of conversation, I sense.
We haven't actually gone to bravery, but it's certainly the next, it certainly feels like the next step.
Or maybe courage.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say for me, my whole life I have been a champion of everyone around me. Everyone. That's my role in a family or in a friendship. I am the champion, and I love to watch everyone else get that energy and grow and feel empowered. And this week, really, what I've learned is having the courage to give that energy to myself.
How does that feel?
Uncomfortable and amazing. Like it feels like a long time coming. And I'm going back to voice notes from 2015, you know, and like saying, this is worth it. This is worth your time. Do this, lean into this. And I'm like doing it, you know, and it's really wonderful. Yeah.
Just taking a moment to delight. in Maygen's bravery.
Oh, goodness.
So I have a really big idea, and this big idea has been tapping me on the shoulder for years. And the idea is a freestanding birth and death center called Welcome and Thank You. And this idea feels enormous because the idea requires coming up against the American medical system. It comes up against funding challenges, aka any funding whatsoever. But it doesn't come up with, come up against rather, is the generative, undeniable yes of the idea. Mm-hmm. And so I think that this week, with the help of some noodling with Maygen and with Chris, I was able to break it down in bite-sized pieces that allow me to know if I just keep following the breadcrumb trail on this idea, that people will join me on my journey. And I don't actually have to have it all figured out. I don't have to have it all funded or built before it can actually come into existence. I can start breathing life into the idea before it's actually taken much form or structure yet. And so that's what I'm just going to be courageous about, is doing the next right thing, one thing at a time. And when I write my to-do list at home and I'm like, get groceries, I'm also going to write on my to-do list, feed, welcome, and thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't remember if we talked about this, but I just want to offer it up for both of you because I feel it so potently. I had a teacher unpack the word courage. In French, cor, heart, rage, rage. That courage is the rage of the heart. This is the fire that lives in our heart that we can't deny, we can't let go, we can't ignore. We have to pursue. And that fire in our heart is the thing that pushes us through the hard stuff. The doubts, the unknowing, the naysayers, all of it. I've got courage. I've got my rage. I've got to see it through. And I just want to offer appreciation in this moment for the fire that I feel from both of you, for the healing that you are ready for and you're desiring, the healing societally that you're longing for. This is the work of art. This is why we need you, because of your fire.
I never connected rage and heart in the word courage, or even just rage in courage. That is so interesting.
When did you learn that, Chris Everett?
My
Was this
medicine teachers.
Recently?
In the last 5 years.
Huh. It's the first time I've heard you say that.
That's great.
It's good, right?
That's really
Yeah.
It's real good.
Wow. Very timely.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask our final question?
I'm gonna pull an Ellie
Whoa.
here, and I'm gonna just say I'm gonna answer the question. This has been an amazing chat with both of you. Truly has been. Our question normally is, how have you experienced beauty today? I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna say it's this conversation is really, really lovely. And wherever you just pulled that shit about fire and heart from, or rage from the heart, like
Right.
I'm still
Rage
like,
of the heart, courage.
I ask him all the time. I'm like, Chris Everett, tell me a story, and he's like, I don't got no stories.
Courage.
Where you pull that
Courage.
from? Like, and you just drop that like so casually at the end of this conversation. So that's my beauty today. You're both just, you're dreamy. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for coming in with doubts. Thank you for coming in with intentions. And just thanks for being here.
And I would add to that, thank you for trusting us in this space. Because it's the only way that something happens. That's a mirror of your own courage. To drive onto this weird, bizarre driveway in the middle of nowhere with people you don't know and say, all right, I'm going to go make here with someone I don't know in a house.
Totally. It's the best. God, that's like the best adventure, really. It's like, I just read I was rereading, we were both reading through past journals of years, and I read about when I submitted to be on this artist retreat. And I just could not stop smiling because I was like, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And then I was reading it while in my bed here at the thing, doing the thing.
Surely meant to be.
It's amazing. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. And I'm going to end by saying what my sweetheart says to me, which is, you make it so easy. Thank you.
Lovely.
That's a very sweet thing to end on. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Conversations from the Barn at Everwood Farmstead. Our theme music is provided by John Mark Nelson. Wishing you all good health.